How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more Grid 2019. Wanna see if it's gonna crash this time or not when I started. Hopefully not, but, well, will it or will it not? Okay, it didn't crash. Nice. Fantastic even. So, well, I'm kinda close to finishing the events from the career, so that's nice. Well, don't know how long these are gonna be, and more importantly, the first one being a single round. Well, but it's the oval, isn't it? I think it might be the oval. If it's the oval, it should be fine. It is the oval, okay. It's 8 laps in Indianapolis, so I probably should quali, most likely. Well, I will, just in case. So, well, yeah, I think that, well, I don't think this car can actually do this at full speed, or maybe it can. No, it can. I mean, Indianapolis corners, I'm pretty sure they are all the same, aren't they? Like, the 4 of them are pretty equal in terms of width and inclination. But yeah, as I keep saying, completely unrealistic that in Indianapolis you could do this at full speed. There is no way you can do this. But it's fine. I guess at least it makes it easier. Okay, I shouldn't have stepped on the piano there. It's probably gonna be bad. It is bad. Could be worse, yes, but come on. Like, 10th place I don't think is gonna do well here. I'm not sure how you could do this faster. I mean, I will assume it's just steering as close to the inner side as possible, well, or rather it's probably drifting the least you can when you are turning, but yeah, I mean, it's not like you can do much more, you know. So I don't know how cool you could do it faster. Okay, certainly by not crashing against the wall, yeah, you will do it faster. I hope that this is at least faster than the previous one. Yeah, but barely them, and that, okay, that's a little bit fucked up. That was a better time but a worse result. Come on now. Alright. I think that this one should be the last one, because otherwise we're gonna just be going around for no reason at all. Yeah, maybe something like that, like, but at the same time, it seems that I'm still losing the same amount of time. I don't know how you could actually do this faster. Like, it's not like you can get a better car. It's always the same one. Okay. Well, will it at least be something like top seats? I mean, I will retry, but I don't really want to. But yeah, I don't know if this is enough. It most likely won't be enough. I don't even know how you will overtake these guys here. Because in that other track, what was the name? Crescent something. In that one, the cars had to brake. In this one, what? How did that happen? Okay, sure. This one will be annoying a little bit.
Okay, settling for a long race now.
I mean, 8 laps is not a long race when it's on an oval, you know. The issue is, if you start this far back, you're not going anywhere really. Well, it might be possible that with manual transmission you might be able to do it better. Oh fuck. Yeah, and here I think that with the slipstream you are going way faster than you want to. No, like I need to get a better quality here. It's impossible otherwise to win like this. Well, I could change the tuning. You know that tuning is an option, but I never did it. I would assume that in an oval at least, where the differences are minimal between the participants, it might make sense. No, come on. I don't think you can change the tuning when you know, can only do it. Well, I would assume that changing the tuning will also apply to the quali, probably. Maybe. I don't know how I lose 300 milliseconds already. How better could I do that? How much better could I do that? Well, and more importantly, how will you make it better? Okay, I think that was ultra clean. If that's not enough, then nothing is enough. Well, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's not really working out. You see, I could go on the race here, but it's not gonna do anything. Like, having all these guys in front of me is not gonna let me do shit. I mean, I'm gonna try to see what the first place does, but I don't know, I don't really think it has to do with doing a better racing line or whatever. Well, and the issue is that even when you manage to overtake all these guys, managing to reach the leader is a different story. The leader is doing its own thing, since it doesn't have anyone to bother him. But not to mention that here that if you... Oh, wait, I think I saw a relatively big insect fly next to me. That will be a problem. Hopefully it wasn't as big as I thought it was. It's probably fine. Okay. If these guys mess up like that, yeah, that's a way to reach them. Though, we'll appreciate if you went back, like, behind me. No. Yeah, I see the insect, fuck, and it's distracting me. God damn it. This stupid insect is distracting me. I don't know what it is, but... Also, yeah, the leader is doing its own thing. No, like, this won't be possible if I don't get a better quality, but I wanna see tuning. Gear ratio... Wait, so this does matter. Like, we put it long here, right? Springs... I don't think this matters that much, right? I mean, for now, just make it long, I guess. See how that works. Though I hope that this tuning only applies to this car and not to every car. Wouldn't want to have a universal configuration. The idea with long gears is that you will be in top speed for longer, right? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but that makes me go faster. Yeah, like that might be what I needed. Oh fuck. Okay, yes, you're clearly going faster. Okay, yeah, that's the answer. I'm going way faster. Like, to the point that I almost hit the wall, okay. But I almost know I actually did hit the wall. Alright, forget about it. So, this should be the run. So what the fuck is the insect, dude, that is flying next to me? Stop distracting me, I'm in the middle of something right now, you know? It's just 350. The issues when you take this corner, you just need to steer more aggressively, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, that might be enough to get the pole, probably. It is. So that was the answer, just change the tuning. I mean, makes sense. Just that that's something that probably wouldn't be useful anywhere else other than here. Essentially long shifts instead of short ones. Well, short, instead of standard ones. So, short, like, that could also help me in some tracks with lots of corners, like having short shifts. Well, like sharp corners and not many straights. See, for example, Sepang. In Sepang, that will be a bad idea, because you have long straights on top of also very sharp corners. So yeah, Sepang will not be the right place to do that, but I'm pretty sure there are many other ones where it will be. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. Hey, as I say, I hope that this tuning does not apply to every other vehicle. I mean, I could simply change, it's not like that's a problem, but I don't know. Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah, you kinda have to brake if you don't start the corner properly. What do you want? I don't think I should have any issues to win this, right? As long as I don't hit the wall again. Yeah, there's even quite some distance between me and the second place. I wonder if the AI does something like that, like changing the tuning. Because I mean, otherwise it's hard to tell how they could be going faster than me in something like this. Like, all the cars are exactly the same, you know? Shame that I didn't realize that earlier. It's fine.
5 laps left to go.
But to the point that these guys are kinda disappearing from the minimap. That is just how well this strategy works. Well, if there's any other oval race, you already know what to do. The other configuration, like how tweaking the suspension and shit like that, is something that I don't think I'm smart enough to change, or at least to change in a way that matters. Yeah, I think the easiest one to understand is this one. Like, how long or short you want your shifts to be. With short shifts, you essentially get a greater acceleration, but usually you reach your top speed a lot earlier. And with long gears, you normally have slow acceleration, but once you get to the top, you get to a higher top. And yes, in an oval, that's all that matters. Though, not really. See, that's the thing. In this game, it's all that matters because, yeah, like, Indianapolis is a full-speed oval. In real life, it's not, as I mentioned multiple times. So you wouldn't want to just care about top speed. Well, and also in real life, tire wear is a thing, you know. So you cannot really do the corners the same way every time. Doesn't work like that. Oh, I do wonder about a track like Barcelona with shorter gears. Will that help me to have better acceleration? But yes, the thing about Barcelona is that it has pretty fast corners, but I don't think it has long straights for the most part. On the other hand, Okutama, for example, it wouldn't help at all. Okutama has a couple of long straights and you will lose a lot of time there. No? Tim, if I am to get into an accident there, that will be terrible. Like doing all these laps for no reason. So how far are these guys? Well, they don't look that far, but yeah, considering that we are doing pretty much the same thing, I will say they are pretty far. Okay, and that's a win. Unfortunately, this relatively short event took longer than it should have. I took way too long. So where did the insect go? I know that you're somewhere there. Don't try to play dumb. Yes, I say it looked bigger than they usually are. Like normally I get tiny flies, but that didn't look like a tiny fly. But it looked like a fly, it's just not tiny. Alright, that works. Yeah, she's whatever. On to the next one. So the next one is World Time. Oh, so this is also one event. It's a time attack with... Oh yeah, this car that I barely even use. It's a time attack, but on what circuit in Sydney Motorsport? Oh, so this is, wait, isn't it the same track that I did, like, the last event I played yesterday? I think it is. Like the one that I did with the Skyline R32. Yeah, it is the same one. Well, though this is obviously a way faster car. Okay. Gonna be hard to get used to this car. It's extremely fast. I'm not sure how good it is braking though. Yeah. Gotta do it better than that. Okay, you have to brake from way earlier than that. And it doesn't have bad brakes, especially considering that you're going 350 kilometers per hour, but you need to start braking earlier, way earlier. I think that on the first braking reference it might be a good idea. These cars also lose control on corner exits very easily. Also, wasn't the last time that I used this car also at time attack? In fact, wasn't it in Okutama? I feel like it was. Right? Like, wasn't it at time attack in Okutama? Might have been. You know, it seems that my opponents are going off track more often than I am. This is the final corner? Yeah. Okay, 1:13 so far on the top time. That's way better. Like, not even close. But yeah, that might have been a bad time anyways for whoever said it was a bad time. So let's see how I can compete against the good times. Well, so far the best time is 1:12 and high 1:12. Mine is 1:11, like halfway there, so yeah, this one seems very superior though. In that R32 time attack, we also seen one guy suddenly set a 1 second faster time on the very last lap. I still won, but yeah, like, I won because I got a very good time, but I can easily also not get a very good time here. I do think that time I set is very good. Well, and here it's gonna be a disaster, like doing the final lap with all these guys in front of me, so this second lap will probably be the only one I get to set a decent time on. Okay, yeah, with that I should be able to dominate this. There is no doubt. Though, it's one thing that I say the other time I also use this car, that this car is on a different league inside of the category. Like, it's way more powerful than the other ones. Of course, there is also other opponents using the Audi, not to mention my teammate, but against the ones that are not using the Audi, it seems like I'm cheating, you know, with how much better this thing is. Oh, where are you going? I wonder if they also nullify the time of the AI opponents when they go off track like that. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm surprised that this is a single event. I'm not complaining though, a little bit weird. Okay. That was kinda free. Well, though here in the standings you see the Audi not really dominating the top. I mean, aside from me dominating them, but it wasn't one-sided on the next, on the other top opponents. When it comes to me, it definitely was one-sided compared to everyone else. Okay. Well, that unlocks another invitation. Then what do we have? International GT Series Prototype. Okay, so it's with the Le Mans prototype thingy. Okay, we can do that. And there's only Sepang at the end that could be annoying, but everything else is fine. This is a pretty cool car. A pretty cool car and pretty hard to drive as well. Well, it's not hard to drive, it's just easy to make mistakes when you're going this fast. And since the handling is so good that you kinda need to exert yourself a little bit. Sorry. Well, Silverstone is one of those tracks where I make enemies pretty easily. Hopefully that doesn't happen now. It's cool. Okay. Pretty nice. Honestly, I shouldn't have tried to overtake from there, but yeah, feel like I was, you know, wasting time otherwise. Yeah. Not a smart idea in retrospect. Come on, I didn't do shit. Do you mean? I done way worse things to other competitors in this track. And you're crying about some little contact? Come on. See, that one is way more upsetting and that guy did not complain. So, yeah, what's your excuse? Ah, shit. Okay. That thankfully went well. It's also pretty easy to accidentally get penalties in this track, so also gotta be careful with some corners. Okay, so managed to get into the second.
You've got a good position going into lap 2.
I wish that the other ones, like this one included, were a single race like the previous two. Come on. Ah, damn it. Not gonna restart, guys. It's gonna take a while. I mean, after all, this track is quite long. And it doesn't matter if I win or not. Too long on that too, damn it. Okay, you're losing control too easily right now. Can you stop doing that? I'll aim for third place here. Okay, one of them died. This guy lost a lot of speed. Yeah. If you're gonna be that slow, you probably should get the fuck out of the way. Oh, you got the nemesis? I should be the nemesis here, you sack of shit. Yeah, I'm gonna push him more over the edge. This guy... You get an accident and I have to suffer with it? Asshole. Not my fault that you... Well, I was gonna say that you can drive, but I also got into an accident earlier anyway. Well, the problem is that now this asshole is just gonna bother me the rest of the race.
Right, you're on the final lap. Push to the front.
This might even be a second place, who knows? It's possible. Oh. The second place is doing... Well, not just the second place. I think that the AI in general does the set of corners pretty slow. Well, not too many corners to overtake, so if you want a second place, you gotta take it here. Alright, I'll take that. I could have easily won this if I didn't have that accident that made me fall to 5th place, but yeah, whatever. Oh, the Cadillac dominated every Acura here, huh? Is that how it's gonna be? Okay, so, well, the Roval on Crescent Valley. So we're gonna have... So this one, I remember doing it with this car and a couple of corners were pretty hard. And especially if it's gonna be nighttime. Even if the night is not as hard to see as it could. Well, actually, I wonder, does it really matter? I think that at daytime this will be just as hard to see. I'm not doing pretty well right now. On 12th position and doesn't look like I'm getting any closer to them. Sure what position I will ever end in if I overtake all these guys in front of me. Seems like a group of 8, right? So probably will be 4th place. Oh, wait a second, I didn't check if maybe the tuning... That's the thing, I forgot to check, but maybe the tuning is still with the other... Nah, it probably wouldn't. I mean, if it was, I would gain time here, and I'm not gaining shit, so... most likely not related to the tuning, just the good old skill issue. It happens. A very elegant way to do that, I cannot really get much closer otherwise. Oh, someone died. Well, not really. Okay, one of them kinda. So that ended up getting me into 4th place as expected. I have no clue where the leader is. Like, I see the 3rd and the 2nd place there, but the leader just disappeared. I don't see him. You will think, especially this being an oval. Okay, I see him right there in the distance, but it's pretty far. I'll take this result though, without a doubt. No reason not to. Like on the previous 2 laps I forgot that the corner is full speed. Like I kept using the brakes, but you don't want to use the brakes there. Oof, careful with the penalty there. You know, the third and the second place are also gonna run away, but it doesn't really matter. But I am surprised by how oh, then the stupid insect is getting closer. It was flying kind of in front of me. As long as it doesn't get to my face, but these insects are so stupid that they sometimes do that. Ah, fuck. Well, speaking of being stupid, that sucks. Well, not like it makes that much of a difference there, but that was my fault. I got 10 points. If it was 4th place, it will be 12. So not that big of a difference, really. I mean, the biggest cut is taken by the guys that get to the podium, so doesn't really change much.
We're here at the Sydney Motorsport
After
Park,
that.
situated in Eastern Creek, Australia, for today's. Okay, it looks like the race is about.
At least the exact same one we already did multiple times. Seems that they really like Australia for the final events.
Okay, let's go. You've got this.
Oh, I haven't checked the tuning though. As I say, the tuning is probably normal. I think it's pretty possible that I'm not gonna win a single race in this tournament. I don't need to, man. Would like to stop getting distracted by this insect flying in my room, but it's pretty hard. That was bad. Yeah,
Maybe stay out of their
that was to be expected. If I don't manage to overtake the first place, that guy will go after me. But I think I do well on this track, so I might be able to get the first place. Especially since there is still another lap remaining. Yeah, I can definitely win this. And if I overtake this guy, at least the Nemesis shouldn't bother me.
Get that lead. This is the final lap, my friend.
Oof. Okay. Even this car loses control if you take a corner too aggressively. Well, or if someone too aggressively attacks you like that. Come on, you're not supposed to be my nemesis now. Or did the guy behind you told you to take me out? Okay. Well, at least that is a win after all. So yeah. Well, that guarantees the victory on the tournament. In fact, you know, I probably should skip Sepang.
And we're heading into the final
Probably
round. Where
for
do
the
you
best.
Okay, sorry. We are about to get started.
Yeah, most likely for the best.
Watch your headlights. Keep them intact for the duration.
Well, I probably will do the same thing that I always do. Like, if I get into an accident that will force me to restart, I'll just retire and take the win. Hey, otherwise, I guess, just do it. Why not? Yeah, that didn't work. That's not an accident that will normally force me to restart. Well, the victory is most likely not happening. That's for sure.
One lap down, and you're in third.
So I like the way the shift sounds for this car. Like when you upshift, when the car upshifts, because I'm obviously using automatic transmission. So I'm not the one out upshifting technically. Then you're going longer there.
Come on, I think you've hit them one too many times.
Yeah, but that guy, when he got pissed off, I didn't even hit him. So it is interesting because usually my nemesis doesn't tend to be ahead of me. So I wonder how badly he's gonna block here. I don't know. I'm actually not even getting to the podium here. Probably. But you can see that the guys behind me are starting to bottle up where I am. Yeah, maybe for a track like Sepang, having a tuning that benefits top speed will help me.
This is
Probably.
the last lap. Push up to the front.
it's also... I mean, I think with any car that is just naturally fast like this one, a track like Sepang, every time that you get into a corner, it's just gonna be pain. Because not only you have to brake a lot, which is something that can already be hard to calculate, but it's also the fact that that on the corner exit you're just gonna struggle to... Oh. You know, I could have actually beaten him there if I didn't go outside like he did. But that's a win regardless, so whatever. I mean, I should have just retired anyway, since it wouldn't have made a difference, but yeah. I'll take it. Okay, so what else? There is only one more here before the final ones, basically. So it's a face-off. Oh, so it's this Alonso thing again, but with what car this time? Looks like an LMP, right? And it's in Indianapolis, 2 laps. Is this the Cadillac? I wonder. When I start second place this time. Or maybe it's the Acura, it's just that this makes it look... No, it's the Cadillac, you can tell by the logo on the front. Well, I mean, last time Alonso you didn't really do shit. But I don't expect it to be much different this time. And it's only 2 laps, so I don't need to go on for that long. Did Alonso really drive in all these disciplines? Or is the game just making this up? I don't know, I have a feeling... I know that... Oh, fuck me, dude. Got distracted. Well, at least that wasn't a penalty somehow. And I got to record the lead too. Yeah, the thing is that... I don't know, not many people get to drive in LMPs, you know. And yes, he's a Formula 1 driver, and even less people get to drive a Formula 1, but the majority of his career, I think at this point, he was in Formula 1, right? I mean, I think that he's like, what, 40 years old or more? And he's been at Formula 1 for a while, so... Did he even have time to... Fuck, dude, the same mistake as before. Okay, but it's just like last time, no penalty, and still keeping the lead. Well, that was pretty free. Okay, I know that you're probably pretty... Well, probably. He is definitely pretty good in real life, but... In this game, Alonso, they made you pretty bad. Sorry about that. I guess they didn't want to make you too good. Anyways, I win. So that gets rid of all of the events before the final ones. So I kinda gotta do the invitationals, I guess. Don't know how many. But the thing is that there are 2 that are not unlocked. But it seems that... Well, it might be unlocked here. So the issue is that this event, I tried it and it didn't go pretty well. So maybe I could start with this one. That is probably also not gonna go pretty well. It's a Brands Hatch time attack with the Porsche, the old-ass Porsche. I don't know how this thing handles, but... Yeah. Might be a problem. Ah, shit. Okay. yeah,
Welcome to today's
pretty
event.
nice.
This is gonna be a good one. All right, we'll get back to that shortly. because
Yes, I'm usually not used to. Well, in fact, isn't this the first time attack I do on Brands Hatch? Might be. Oof. Surprised it wasn't off track. Okay, this thing is very hard to handle. Like, very, very hard to handle. Like, extremely hard to handle. In fact, I don't really understand what it's doing. But it's so uncomfortable. Oof, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be painful. Like, this is so obnoxious to handle. I mean, it basically is as bad as it looks. Like, this car certainly didn't look like something that will be nice to drive. Yeah, I can confirm it driving it right now that it is indeed a piece of shit to handle. Being behind by 1 second is not surprising. Alright, yeah, I know that nullified the lap, but I want to at least see how close I can get, assuming that I don't, you know, get my... Well, as long as I don't get into something that makes me waste time, I don't really care how the lap being nullified. Okay, according to that, at least the first sector, I can apparently do it almost a second and a half faster, but man, this car is genuinely awful. Awful in every way. Like, it sucks to look at, like, it's an abomination, and it also sucks to drive. Like, it's really bad. Man, you know what? I don't do that on purpose. Like, trying to steer with this thing really feels like, I don't know, like tying yourself to a rocket and trying to control where you're going. I'm pretty sure a rocket is probably easier to control than this thing. For fuck's sake, dude. Yeah, if you step on the piano, you are gone.
Okay, sorry. We are about to get started.
Actually, these invitationals might be a problem. Like the Ford GT1 on Silverstone and the F1000 in Okutama. Like, those are gonna be a problem. And this one is already being a problem, so I might get stuck for a while in these invitationals. Especially since here it's a single event, so you need to win no matter what. So how do I do this corner without dying? It's like I don't know, pretty hard to do it as fast as they do it with something like this. You see, these guys are doing it faster without a doubt. But then again, I am faster than them on a straight, so maybe that's just natural that they will do better on corners. Okay, at least I did a lap without accidents. Unfortunately not good enough to be the top lap. Also, that was a very bad corner, but I mean, that's bound to happen with these guys constantly bothering me. And there are a lot here bothering me. Okay, so you can see there, the first sector I really do it way faster than they do. It's this part, as always, that is an issue. But even more so with a car like this, like trying to do these fast corners with this car is super rough. You see, and right there I already lost time. Like that second that I had as an advantage is gone. Just in 2 corners. Well, 3 corners, I guess. So you get the point in a very small amount of time. You had to get in my way. Well, at least I did get the top time, but these guys can probably get a better one. Alright, well, at least I got those guys out of the way. That's something. Okay. Well, here the time is directly comparing it to my own time. Okay. Well, I hope these guys don't set a better time than I do, and they most likely will, because their times are not that far from mine, so I most likely will end up losing this, like after I go through the finish line. Oh, I did it, nice. Yeah, that was the best time, the one that guy has said. Okay, I got lucky. Like, as I say, this is a genuine abomination of a car in a track that doesn't really forgive, so at least it worked. So, yeah, that's one less problem. I could leave these 2 for last. What do we have here? Okay. Another Okutama. Wait. All of these are Okutama sprints. I don't know what to say. That's so fucked up. Pretty fucked up even. So yeah, these ones get unlocked by beating the previous ones essentially. Okay. This will be the least painful one. Like, everything else that is left right now is in Okutama. So yeah, a time attack in Silverstone, even if it's rain time with a car like this one that is not like super comfortable to handle, I think that even this is a better idea. Okay. Very good way to start. Okay, let me check the tuning. Just wanna make sure. Yeah, so the tuning either applies to each car individually or simply to each event, and it resets back to normal afterwards. Yeah, but this is also so different than so much different than the Porsche. Like, the Porsche was horrible to handle, but it didn't understeer as much as this thing does. This really has an understeering problem. Oof. Okay. I mean, keep in mind that I already did 1 lap here and I did horribly. Which is the reason why I didn't continue trying. But yeah, I don't know how to do it better. Maybe changing the tuning will help. But I don't know. So pretty nice how the sun doesn't even let me look at the corner properly. You also can already tell by the fact that I'm not getting as close as I would like to the car in front, that this will be a bad lap time. Usually in time attacks, when you do a good time, whoever you have in front, you reach it pretty quickly. But here that wouldn't be happening. Which makes sense because I'm constantly drifting, but I'm drifting because like it's impossible to give control on this rain with this car. So I don't know how bad this is gonna be. Well, fuck. Okay, surprise. Oh, what the hell? These two guys died. Okay. So it's still 150 for the lead. Whew. The problem is that I cannot look at the... Okay, nice, pretty cool. Yeah, see, that's the issue of not having anyone in front. I can't tell where I'm going. Like, this is not an easy track already, and with the rain and with a car like this is really a pain in the ass. So I think here I need to set the fastest time on the first lap. I guess not. You can see how these corners are, right? You can see what the problem is for me. Right, at least the car in front of me uses the same car. In fact, I think it might be my teammate. Probably. No, it's not my teammate, but... I think at least trying to copy his racing lines might help me. Problem is that I'm also too close to him, so I might need to overtake if I don't want to lose time. That kinda sucks. The issue is that guy ahead of me is not a Force GT. I don't know if that really matters too much, probably not. Yeah. 2 seconds ahead with all that I skipped. Not surprising. Yeah, the problem is this first set of corners and how to do them without getting destroyed in the process. And by getting destroyed, I simply mean going off track. Yeah, like, that wasn't fast. That was not fast at all. Oof, almost went off track there too. That was also and that was off track. Nice. There is still one more lap. Wanna see what lap time I can get at least. Even if that was off track, it didn't make me gain that much time. If it even made me gain time at all. I don't think it did. As long as the time to beat is 150, I might be mostly fine. Probably. Maybe. We'll see how much this lap is. No, see, that wouldn't have been enough. Not by a lot, sure, but it needs to be enough. Oh, and the lap time, I mean, it's still 150, but it got way faster. Yeah, that is an issue. Well, gotta keep trying. Yeah, I do think it is crucial to have someone in front of you to guide you. I think unless you completely memorize this track, you are not gonna do the corners. No way, that was off track. That was not off track. Well, this has to be a restart. Damn, and with 1.5 seconds ahead. And that sucks so much, dude. Fuck you. God damn it.
Its name is synonymous with racing. This is Silverstone. Okay.
I mean, why do you have to be such a sadist to do something like this? Like, to make you drive a Ford GT, like an old-ass Ford GT in the middle of the rain, and make it a time attack that is a single event. Why are you like this? Wow, that wasn't off track, no way. It's that sort of inconsistency that this game has. That not being off track, but the one in the previous attempt was off track. Because yes, because it felt like it. Probably will need to overtake this guy. I didn't. That might have made me waste time. If he wasn't there, maybe I could have done it faster, maybe not. I don't know. As I said, I do need a guide, so... Okay, that's enough for a guide. After all, this is the final straight. Alright, so how good is this? Keep in mind that the time to it is 150. Has to be faster than 150. Okay, that might actually be enough to win. Hopefully no one beats that. I mean, on the previous attempt, someone got very close to that, but not to that specific time. Like, it got to a couple more milliseconds, but it was very close. So with how close it could still be beaten, but let's hope not. At least the good thing is that I have another guide right here. But they are getting too close. That's the issue. They stop being a guide and they start being a bother. In fact, this guy will probably be overtaken in the exact same spot as the previous one, if I had to guess. Well, it wasn't here, but yeah, close enough. That almost was off track. Now, is that good enough to beat my own time? Should be, right? Yes, it is. Okay, and now if they nullify my lap time, it doesn't matter. Just gotta finish the event. Well, in fact, that's the thing. I could just skip every single corner and be done with it. No, just in case, let's do this normally. Because there is still the very tiny but totally possible chance that I actually destroy my engine and I'm forced to retire. And that will be the worst thing possible. To just throw a winning attempt like this to the trash. You see, I really expect none of my opponents to get a better time than that. Hopefully. That would have probably been off track as well. I think it's interesting to see if I can actually beat my lap time, even if it's on a technically invalid lap. It's not like I gain time on those off tracks anyway, so... Yeah, this probably could be another PB. Yeah, damn, by 1 whole second. Shame that it didn't count, but didn't need to. Okay. Well, that was slightly painful, but nice, we got 69. But no, not as painful as it will be on the following events in Okutama. Like, this is a blessing in comparison to what we are about to witness. Well, you're about to witness salt, that's what you're about to witness. Like, for real, I'm probably gonna get super salty on all these shitty ass 3 events. Just know that. Well, and especially this one that I already got salty at, so... Do not expect this to be a calm, chill attempt. This is just gonna be miserable. So we already know here that we need to qualify. No matter what, without qualifying, you are not winning this. Doesn't matter how you do it, you cannot win this without qualifying. So last time I managed to qualify to 8th place, and with that I could have won. I ended up not winning because, yeah, like, the attempt that was super close to winning, the guy that won was simply slightly ahead. When I say slightly ahead, I mean he was right next to me. So it could have gone either way, but it went his way. So yeah, the thing is that I know I can win this, but yeah, it's important to quali here. I also know that the first sector I do it way faster than the AI, but the problem is the second sector, which is the circuit part of Okutama, that I do it pretty badly. But that was also bad. It's fine, don't worry about it. Okay, yeah, this is where the problem starts, essentially. Yeah, I don't expect a pole position, but... yeah, like, it looks super good there. It's like, damn, I'm actually gonna get the pole now. On this sector is where I lose all advantage I possibly could have accumulated. Okay, that could have been way worse. I did it too slow there. Okay, and this is the worst corner in the whole track. Well, this and this one. It's just that I take them as the same corner because they are super similar in how shitty they are. Well, in how shitty they are and why they are shitty. Ooh, that's... I mean, I did it slow, but I almost died. I also did that way too slow. Oh, I keep the advantage, no way. I was not expecting that. But maybe the salt after all, at least the salt that I felt that other day, that made me rage quit the game. Maybe that has powered me up to manage to do this properly. That would be nice. Too early to tell, even though we are close. It's not over till it's over. Well, not to mention I have to win the actual race, you know. But having a good quality, at least you will have an attempt that you will probably do well, no matter what. Okay. Will this end up being pole? No, it won't. Damn, and pretty far actually. So it wasn't the second sector that I did badly, it was the third one. Well, that's unexpected. I don't think it went that well last time, but... Fourth place is better than what I managed to do last time, like way better. I managed to do 8 as I mentioned, so...
Okay, good luck.
I'm not saying that this should be free because no matter what, this track is trash. And having to deal with opponents will not, you know, make it easy if it already is not easy without opponents, right? So... What I'm trying to say is that it might still take some attempts, but we will see. At least thanks to starting in 4th place, I managed to take the lead very early on, so that's nice. Well, at least I hope that the other events that will happen here will have cars that don't suck as much as this one. This is one of the hardest cars to control in the game. I don't remember which ones there were, like I saw them, but I didn't really pay attention, so I'm not sure what I should expect. Probably something messed up, that's for sure. So yeah, this is the part, as always, to watch out for. Both corners. Well, both corners are also the one that comes afterwards. It looks like it's a full speed corner, but it isn't. This one. This is such a treacherous corner. It really makes you think like, yeah, just take it as fast as you can. No, if you do that, you're dead. As I say, that applies to many of the corners here. Yeah, this is such a messed up track. It really is. That was close. But at least the good thing is that if these 3 events are here, at least I do have the practice to do all of them in a row without needing to relearn the track, you know. Though obviously every car is gonna behave differently, but at least the layout of the track I more or less know what to do with it. And also like the typical traps, like which corners to especially watch out for and not fall for the whole, oh yeah, you can do this quite fast when you actually cannot, right? Okay, so that will be a win, thankfully. Yeah, that's all thanks to the fact that I prepared myself after the salty experience the other day, you know. Had to mentally prepare myself for this one. It worked. Yeah, unfortunately there are 2 more on this thing. Well, we know that it's in Okutama Sprint. We don't know if it's in the short version. Will be nice, but probably not. Alright, so what's the other guy? Wait, it's the Audi? No. Oh, it's with the Nissan Silvia. Wait, the Nissan Silvia of what category? Isn't... Yeah, it is the same one as the Audi one, right? I think. Well, I will have to quali though. Like, I'm not even gonna try not qualing because I know it's a waste of time. So the lap time is faster, so that's already an issue. That is a problem. I hope at least I don't have to compete against Audis here. Oh, this is gonna be sunset and the next one is gonna be nighttime. That would be pretty cool if that's the case. Also, isn't that rear wing a little bit big? It's kinda bigger than the whole car. Also, this thing might be even worse to control than the other one. Like, it's pretty wild in the way it handles. So yeah, this might be even worse, especially since the game expects you to go even faster. Yeah, this might take a while. This might actually take a while. And this is only for the quali. You don't want to imagine how the race is gonna be. Really? I also gotta see how the opponents do this, but yeah, this car, like on corner edges, this car is fucking trash. Like, pretty hard to do a corner exit here without losing control. Okay, I keep messing up that corner. Oh, come on, dude. Cannot you give me a normal car at least? Like, we already say the track is fucking garbage 100 times. No need to say it more, but at least can you give me a car that can handle normally? Like, why do you gotta him? I cannot talk. That's how salty I am. Cannot just give me a car that handles normally. Just gotta give me the wild ones that do whatever they want and not what I want. You cannot do that corner exit properly. There's no way. This thing just doesn't let you. You know what, the lack of light on that one actually is making me not see the corner properly. Might sound like an excuse, but it's true. It's not letting me see where the wall is properly. Okay, at least according to that, I'm doing a good lap, surprisingly. Well, it might be the same as the previous quali, like start very well, maybe even continue well, but yeah, the moment you go into the last sector, lose everything. It's possible. It seems at least with this car that you can take some corners way faster than you could with the F1000. I did that way slower, but yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, the fact that this is sunset makes this harder to actually see properly where the corners are. I wonder if nighttime will be even harder, because this one makes it feel even harder simply because of the shadow that the sun casts. Ah, fuck. No, don't do this. No, no, dude. That was so shitty. I shouldn't have expected anything else from this shit heap of a truck. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna continue in case I manage to at least get a 7th place. I probably won't. I lost too much time on that. And I'm pretty sure that even if I didn't lose time there, it wouldn't have been pole position anyway, so... Yeah, no, this is gonna be terrible. It's gonna be like 5 seconds behind. What? Well, that's a bug. Clearly. What did you count? 2 minutes 11? Okay, well, I'm not gonna complain. That's a pretty cool bug, I guess. But how did that happen? Like, maybe one of the checkpoints didn't count? Like, that's the only explanation. But yeah, no complaints from me, okay? Damn, that was so lucky. You know, it's pretty funny because, you know how there are many games with online leaderboards where you have people with times, well, times assuming that it's something that is measured with time, right? Like speedruns or whatever. And you have times that are simply not possible, and you're like, ah, this guy cheated. But in cases like this, like if this had an online leaderboard and that time got uploaded into them, like it will simply be the game, the one that set that time. Like, I didn't do shit. Not my fault. That's so funny. Will the same thing happen here? That will be neat. I probably, even if I'm looking like I'm obviously gonna get 2nd place, I should try to keep going to see if the game bugs again. Well, not if it happens that early. If it happens at the end, I could consider it, but that's like less than halfway through. Also, this asshole has very good acceleration. The reason why he's able to take the lead immediately. The question is, how can I take the lead back from him? Doesn't seem very easy. What if I try to block him immediately? Will that work? I don't think it will work, cause like he does it way too fast. Okay, it actually does work. I mean, it wouldn't work if the AI wasn't so afraid of hitting you. Since it is, it does work. Okay, well, I'll take it then. Okay, now the question is, how long can I keep the lead? It's gonna be pretty hard to keep the lead with how close this guy is following. You know, actually, now that I think about games being bugged, uploading things to global leaderboards that are not possible scores, that happened with a shoot 'em up that I played some time ago called, I think, Samurai Aces 3. Well, in Japanese it's called Sengoku Canon, but point is that game, like, I don't know what bug got triggered at the very end. Like, essentially when you reach the final boss and you beat the final boss, at the end there is some score that gets added that should not be added. Like, at first I thought that it was like some bonus for having more lives or whatever, but no, that's not the case. Like, it was just like an insane amount of score that got added for no reason. And I essentially have a record at the top of the global leaderboards. Well, not the best one, but I mean, it's very high on the leaderboards. And all because the game just decided to give me an insane amount of score at the end. And I'm not the only one, that's the thing. Like, there are many other players that also have that insane amount of score that should not be normally possible. Because, well, the game bugged, I guess. And yeah, that's the thing, like, no matter how good your anti-cheat is, there's nothing you can do about that, because it's like, the game bugged. And that's why that record is so impossible, because it was set legitimately with the game not working properly. Ah, fuck me, no? Okay. I almost got scared that will fuck me over right at the end, but no. Thankfully it didn't. Okay. One less Okutama shit to worry about, only one more remaining. And I also don't remember what car it was. There's only one remaining, that's what matters. So what's it gonna be? Wasn't it a Porsche actually or something? I think I remember reading. But it's not the same Porsche I used before, it's like an LMP, right? I don't remember seeing this car before at all. Well, in this game I'm talking. As I say, let's not waste time not qualifying, because we gotta qualify. So this time is actually not faster than the previous one. It's actually, yeah, slightly slower. Unfortunately though, this car is harder to control than the other two, as expected, and it's an old LMP. Then this is gonna be oh, and it understeers so much. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. For sure. Damn, it understeers so badly. The other two did not have this issue. Well, not to mention that you cannot control this shit. Oof, okay. I think we're actually in front of the actual hardest event in the game. It might be. This thing, like, it's so much different than the other two, and the other two are already hard to control. The other two, at least, well, the F1000 was not as good as the previous one I used when it came to steering, but it still had a relatively decent one. This thing understeers so badly. Like, it's actually awful, and not to mention that it also has no control in corner exits. Well, in corner exits or in regular corners, I guess. So how is it possible that this lap time is so close to the previous car? Like, doesn't even seem like it's that much faster on straights either, so am I just gonna be squeezed an insane amount on the time that I need to get? It's, like, as I say, it's a very similar time than the previous car, but with a car that is way worse. Like, it's not even close. Okay. It's the only thing left is to see how good slash bad the qual is gonna be. Well, most likely how bad. But I do wonder what the other two events that get unlocked after this, what they are even gonna be, because, I mean, just because they come after doesn't mean they are gonna be harder, but assuming they are harder, how much harder than this could they be? This just seems like the top of the top when it comes to difficulty. It doesn't seem like there can be any event harder than this one. Really? Yeah, I'm still afraid. Well, the next challenges are, as far as I understand, not in Okutama, so that already is a plus, a big plus. I don't know what cars they are gonna be or what exactly you need to do. Jesus Christ. Of course you had to do that at the end. There was... yeah, it had to happen. Though without that crash, it could have been a good time. Alright, I'll have to do another try. Man, it's a shame that you crashed like a piece of shit there. But like the piece of shit you are, I mean... you definitely are. Though I guess I probably shouldn't be too harsh to this car. It's clearly not a car that was made to be driven in... well, no car was made to be driven in this abomination of a track, so... I shouldn't really be mad with any of the cars. Like, I cannot imagine this one being much better in other tracks either. It's basically like the dangerous combination of lots of power in something that cannot handle well. Because at least if it had a nice downforce, but it doesn't. If it had nice downforce at the very least, it could, you know, It will be hard, but it will be more respectable. But this thing is... It understeers... Well, that's the thing. It understeers and oversteers at the same time. And you need to brake a lot on corners to be able to make them, but at the same time, on corner sets it loses control almost every single time. Like in every corner it's like you have to auto-correct, I mean, you have to correct the oversteer, like almost every single time. So really it's like the worst shit possible. Like the only thing this car has going for it is obviously how powerful it is. Like yes, it's extremely fast and all of that. You know the typical Uncle Ben quote, with great power comes great responsibility, right? And yes, this is way too much power, and it's not a responsible car at all. I mean, you try to be responsible, but... Yeah, that corner went exactly the same as the previous attempt. Nothing new there. Surprised that those soft tracks are not counted as such, but... Yeah, I guess it would have been too much if they also included that as an off-track. Well, it's already too much what you're asking me to do with this car in this track, you know? Like, that's already a lot in itself. Even that corner you gotta brake to do it. Oh, to me it kinda seemed like last time, unlike the other two cars, I actually did the final sector faster than the opponents. Well, with the exception of the final crash that made me lose a shit ton of time, but without that I'm pretty sure that I would have gotten close to them. Like, I would have expected something like a 7th place, for example. So here the opponents are not all the same car. Well, it wasn't on the previous one either, but... Yeah, not sure how that's gonna affect me. Hopefully not much. Oh, 3, wait, this is pole position. Okay, so it's pretty clear that the last sector I clearly do it way faster than all of them. And the previous attempt will have been pole as well. If I hadn't crashed at the end, of course. Him, okay. Well, I don't know how these guys do the last sector, but how can you be so bad at it? Especially when it's the easiest one. I mean, compared to the first and second sector, the third sector is very clearly the easiest one. Like, it's just a bunch of very slow corners. Because it's supposed to be like a full hill climb, right? They are going from hairpin to hairpin because the mountain gets steep. So obviously that's hard to do in itself, but like, it's not like you have to think too much, you just gotta go very slow to make the corner. Here instead, you actually have fast corners, so it's not easy to know exactly what to do. Okay. That's fine. I mean, at least the good thing about the qual is that yes, it cannot possibly get better than this. Yeah, unfortunately though, the race definitely can go better than this.
Kristen, a pleasure as always.
But that corner after the tunnel, the same thing happened on the quali. I just cannot break what I need to break. Also, the McLaren looks much cooler than the Porsche here. Well, I don't know if much cooler, but I think the rear looks cooler. Not sure how the front, I haven't seen it. I guess this is the epitome of the AI's inconsistencies, right? Like they being so fast in the hard sectors and so slow on the easy ones. But maybe that only happened on the quali. Maybe they actually do well on the last sector on the actual race. Hopefully no, because that's all I'm betting on to win. So this is where the third sector starts, and apparently where the AI does super slow, according to the quali, again, not to my, you know, incredible foresight. Just repeating what I saw in the quali, and in the quali these guys did not do shit on this final sector. So whether the same happens here or not, I don't know. Okay, right there those guys slow down on the corner exit. I mean, it makes sense that you would want to take the corner exit slowly, but you can take it a little bit faster than that. I don't know, they didn't seem to do much worse than me like they did in the quali, so... Alright. So now my question is, can we not see this track error again? That's what I would like. Yeah, I'm not sure if the game will like that. Hopefully. What even comes next? It's a face-off with an LMP, but it's in Indianapolis. Oh, so this is the McLaren. And well, it's the Roval version of Indianapolis in reverse.
So now we turn our attention to Kristen, our expert on all things motorsport.
Well, being a face-off means that they are... Oh, wait. Okay, so face-off is just a decoration of a world. Because this is still like a normal race with 16 cars, so... Doesn't seem much of a face-off if you ask me. Well, I don't know if I might need to qual. It's not really looking like it. But then, hold up. I hope I don't regret saying this later on, but the McLaren feels so much better to handle than the Porsche. But then again, I mean, well, as you can see, it still understeers quite a bit, but... Well, and another thing, I guess, is that you cannot really compare this track with the abomination that is Okutama, you know? It's a real normal track. So yeah, you're not gonna have the insane bumps that shit have. Seems like I'm doing pretty well here. That wasn't good at all. That was pretty bad. No, that's gonna be a penalty. And that's gonna be a penalty too. No. Let me restart. I don't think a qual is needed here. I just need to drive well. Which might be a lot to ask. But yeah, the issue with this car, I guess, is like it doesn't lose control as badly as the Porsche, but it's still understeer, so anytime that a slow corner comes, it's gonna be hard to... For fuck's sake. That penalty should have been applied to the guy that pushed me, not to me. Asshole. It's fine. Collision shouldn't have been enough to lose that part of the car. What the hell? Okay, no penalty there. I wanted to avoid you precisely as I knew that was gonna happen. Fucking asshole. I just need to get the lead. If I can get the lead, I can at least focus more on the corners themselves, since this is not a track that is just free to drive on. But man, these guys just keep getting in the fucking way, dude. How obnoxious. I'm starting to consider doing a quali. Because I cannot stand these assholes, really. Like, I know if I do a quali, I probably will get the pole, but...
Hey, good luck. I'll keep you
Hey, like, that's the thing. Right now, my issue are these assholes being in front of me. That was still too late to do that corner. Well, too late for my teammate, I guess. Well, that's the thing. Even if I manage to be on the lead, and even if I do try to focus on the corners a lot, it's gonna be hard. Like, these corners are pretty sharp and not very intuitive, and this car just understeers so much. At least it doesn't lose control as badly as the Porsche. Wait, does this thing reach 400 kilometers per hour? No wonder I failed to do this corner on that previous attempt. shit, like trying to stop a 400 kilometers per hour car without excellent brakes, yeah, it's kind of an issue, you know. That was still too long. Okay, he definitely went way longer than me. You cannot really say anything to me when even the AI is struggling to handle these things. Oof. Okay, I use the handbrake there. A little bit of a dangerous decision. I mean, with cars like this, I use the handbrake as otherwise, just like you should go way too long, you know? And wait, does this thing have the engine hanging just there on the back of the car, really? Doesn't seem very safe. Well, there's nothing safe about this rolling coffin, you know? There's definitely nothing safe about it. I'm pretty sure I did that quite early. Yeah, I did it quite early. Well, quite early in a good way. As in, it wasn't too late. I'm still taking it super easy here. I'm not trying to force any of these corners because I know what happens when you do that. Okay, and that's it. Yeah, it was slightly painful, no problem. Just a matter of trying a couple times. So yeah, like this thing really understeers so much. Okay, so there is only one more invitational before unlocking the final event. Well, and the final event in all of them. Well, the other ones are already unlocked, but I mean that all of them become available. Okay, so final regular invitational, which is with this shit, and it's in the other Roval. Well, it's a different version of it. Seems like it's a shorter version than the one I'm used to. Wonder if I might need a quali with this. Though this is a good opportunity to see if this car is simply bad or if it was only Okutama the one that was making it lose control. Something tells me it's just bad though. It's gonna be hard to tell here with all these assholes not letting me do anything. No, okay, it's the car being bad. The McLaren perfectly keeps control, but this thing just loses it the moment you try to steer a little bit more. So you know, the McLaren completely demolishes this trash without a doubt. But I don't know if that's the case in real life, but in this game, yes, the McLaren is no doubt way superior. I might need to do quali for this. Like, it's already hard to handle this as it is, so trying to do all of this with cars in front of me is not ideal. I also don't know how much of a good lap time I can set here. If that's anything to go by, not very good. Okay. Maybe we might be here for a little bit. We'll assume probably not as much as Okutama, but still gonna take a while. Though the lap time is only 43 seconds pretty much. So it should be at least manageable. There aren't that many corners you gotta learn. Well, and the main race is only 3 laps, so... Okay, that final corner is so... Well, it's not even the final corner. I mean, despite being only 43 seconds, this shit is full of messed up corners. For fuck's sake. Damn it. Okay, that one was off track, but not the other ones. Yeah, sure, whatever you say. And that one also was not off track. The issue here is that differently from Okutama, a time difference like that one is kind of a big deal. I mean, 9th place is better than my normal start, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I need something better, and I don't know if I can do it, but I definitely need it. I mean, I know that obviously if I try to do those corners like that, off tracks are gonna show up more often, but it's so annoying. Yeah, as I say before, it's insane how inferior this trash is to the McLaren. It's like they don't even belong in the same category. I wanna see at least what time that would have been. Okay, well, I guess we're not gonna see that. Oof. Completely legal, by the way. Nothing to see there. Okay, that definitely was a way better lap time. Okay. I cannot, well, it probably could get better than that, but I cannot get picky. That's way more than enough. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, not a good start. The issue here is that I'm competing against, like, these two guys that are in front are actual good cars, you know, that's a problem. Have to compete against cars that are not trash. That's kind of an issue.
Okay, don't be surprised if they're gunning for you now.
No, we don't have a fantastic lineup. Well, if you remove the Porsches, maybe, but... Not to mention this one says Porsche plus Audi. So it's like the two Sherman Giants got together to make the shittiest LMP possible. I think they succeeded, if you ask me. No, I mean, for real, as an LMP, like looking at the other LMPs that this game has, this one has to be the worst one.
Good start. Hold the lead.
I wouldn't say the worst car in general, but I'm very tempted to say that. Because it's like... It really is like the... whatever, I don't wanna say what I was out to say, because I need to think for it. And my brain is already using a lot of power just to drive this shit, so using any more power to generate thoughts seems a little bit too much. You just need to survive this lap.
Last lap.
That's it. It seems that they do that first corner way faster than I do. If I try to do it any faster, I'm out of the track. Right now I'm basically only winning because I'm forcing these guys behind me to brake, because I'm blocking them. Oof. Was pretty close, no? Oof. Okay. Basically won because I block everyone behind me. Whew. Also, please don't make me use this trash again, please. Alright. Well, all the final events of each category got unlocked. They are almost likely gonna be tournaments, which ironically means that they will all be free to beat, but would be nice if they weren't. Though I do expect them to be 5 rounds tournaments, most likely. No, okay, this one is only 1. In... Wait, where was it? Oh, it's in Barcelona. And you don't get to pick the car. Well, that wouldn't make that big of a difference anyways, but... I mean, I'm using the same car I would have used anyways, but... Oh wait, this is like a face-off like the Alonso one, okay. And I start in first place, so... This probably... Well, it won't be free because it's Barcelona. So no matter what, it will not be free. But it certainly will be easier than if it was a regular race. Oh, surely this version of Barcelona is not as painful as the other ones, right? Well, I mean, so far I'm doing well. I think it's mostly because most of the corners are not fast. These are very slow corners. So they are easy to tell what you're supposed to do.
First lap, you're leading the race.
I don't want to jinx it, but this is most likely gonna be free. I could have done that way faster. I guess that's when I start losing speed, right? Whenever a fast corner starts coming into action. Now, I really hope, Mr. Teammate, that you are not the one responsible for me not winning this. I really hope you don't do that.
lap, so hold the lead through to the end now.
Now I do wonder here if the car that is automatically chosen to do these events, if it's maybe the one that you have the most usage with of the list of possible ones. I don't know. Probably not. Most likely not. Yeah, it seems that this will be a pretty free win. Well, I'm glad. A little bit anticlimactic though for a last event of a category, but hey, no complaints from me. So I guess we officially did touring. We are touring gods, apparently. Okay. So yeah, I think that will add a mark to the tournament that is at the top of the UI. Correct, yeah. You need to do 4. I'm obviously gonna do all of them, but this is another single race on Crescent Valley. It's probably gonna be... Oh, it's not on the oval actually. But wait, hold up. I should check the tuning since this is the car that I changed the tuning of. Yeah, so as you can see, the tuning applies per car. So you know, here let me go back to the normal setup. If it was the oval, obviously I will keep the like the long gears. But yeah, at the same time, it seems that all of this will be a face-off with only 3 other opponents. So that already makes them way easier than if they were a regular race. Because yes, you can quali in a regular race, but here you don't need to quali, because you already will take the lead pretty quickly if you don't already start in the lead like in the previous race, right? Wait, that's a full speed corner, god damn it. Oh, not quite actually. Not fully full speed. Well, here I actually didn't do what I say that will happen, which is getting the lead pretty early on. Not yet, at least. Well, not yet. If it's not yet, then it's not early on, clearly. This guy is getting further and further. I was expecting that. Here I wonder if you quit and return, if you can randomly get the first place. Because I think that the place that you get is not pre-selected. I think it might be randomly generated. Oh, Mr. Teammate, don't do that. Okay. I wasn't the only one that did that. Okay, whatever, I'm taking the lead. Okay, now the problem is keeping it, of course. In this category, it makes sense that the one car that will get used for the end is the NASCAR car. And it's supposed to be the pinnacle of stock cars, obviously. In the previous one, I'm not sure why Super Touring was used. I mean, when it comes to the fastest one, it's the old cars that are the fastest ones. But yeah, I guess those were special. Also keep in mind that this is the long version of this track. Ah, fuck me, dude. What the hell? Why did that happen?
As night falls over Crescent
Damn
Valley
it.
Raceway,
Come on, dude. Don't make me waste time here.
All right, nice night for a race. But keep your eyes on the road, though.
Okay. You are out on the next corner, I get you. I actually didn't take you out, no way. My teammate is the one that is super far away for some reason. I took him out, but the other guy is taking over, which makes sense. At least I got rid of one of them, but my teammate was able to catch up. I guess I can just say I was doing a favor to my teammate and that's it. Alright, so that off track nullified my track but didn't give me a penalty warning, so nice. That's cool. Yeah, and also the other guy that I took out is gonna quickly catch up. I guess the surprising thing here is that okay, is that he didn't turn into an nemesis. Fuck, this corner is so evil. And I have to do it one more time, which is enough of a problem. As doing it once is already painful.
Final lap. Keep that lead intact.
Yeah, no promises. Oof. Had to use the handbrake to avoid completely losing it there. Okay.
I think you may have upset them.
Yeah, that definitely was a warrant to get a nemesis, obviously. Couldn't get more bloodthirsty than that. It is pretty hard to do. Now, Mr. Teammate, I will appreciate if you don't get in the way of my win here. You should skip the track. I want you to know that you should be penalized for that, as I would have been penalized for that. And my teammate is being such a dipshit right now. Like, yeah, he's driving normally, I guess. Well, except for that one where he skipped the corner, but he's not doing anything out of the ordinary. They were like, come on, dude. Don't make me hate you. Now the issue is that the final corner is gonna be such a pain. Well, it's not really the final corner. That's the worst part about it. It should stick to the inner side. Well, then again, the two corners that come afterward are not a problem. Okay. So, that was kinda painful, honestly. At least it's done. The next one was the tuning category. So here I probably will use the R32. Like, that's most likely the category that they will pick, right? Probably. Maybe. Will it? I think so. And it's in Shanghai. Yeah, it is. Okay, and it's in the one with the long ass straights. This is dangerous. I think that last time that I've been here with this car, I retired, didn't I? Well, at least this time it's not raining, though. That's good enough.
Okay, it looks like the race is about to
Wait,
start.
oh, this is a time attack, really? Wait, is it? I mean, I'm assuming since we are pretty far from each other here, but... It has to be a time attack, or do you want me to overtake them all naturally? Well, that wouldn't be that hard either, honestly. It's not like they are that far away. Yeah, kinda hard to tell if it's a time attack or not. It's a time attack, yeah, because it shows the partial time on the screen, in the middle of the screen like that. Also, here it might be worth it to do the change to the shifts like I did with the NASCAR car on the first race of today on that oval. This is a track that is mostly straight, so if I make long gears, it's probably gonna be for the best. It only has like 2 or 3 corners, the rest is all straights. Well, if I see that I don't get the top time here, maybe I should do that. But it was the top time by quite a lot, I guess. And it's only 2 laps, so... I think that with an advantage like this, it... Okay. Well, that lap time better be enough, because I don't think you're gonna get a better time than that one. But in case it's not enough, there is at least that plan B that will work no matter what. Like, it will 100% work. See, I mean, just look at how long the places where you can go full speed are. It's also true that if I make the gear longer, I might not be able to do those same places at full speed, and I might need to brake a little bit. I kinda doubt it. You're gonna get in the way, right? Surprisingly not. Yeah, and that should be enough to win. Like, I don't think this guy's got a better lap time. Yeah, they didn't. Did I get a better lap time at the end? I wasn't paying attention. I don't think so. Oh, and also, both me and my teammate completely destroyed the other ones. See, the R32 I think is by far the fastest one in this category. Okay. So, seems that we're beating the final events quite quickly. Then we have Euro what? Euro Rand in Brands Hatch with Group 1. So this is the Ferrari, isn't it? Wait, that's not the Ferrari in the background. Wait, what car is this? Wait, why is this the Aston Martin? This is not the one I use. So I guess, hold up. Is the car really fully random? Well, not random in the sense that it's randomized when you start the event, but I mean that it's not based on the cars you have. So I just got lucky in the previous 2. Well, like the NASCAR one, it's not like you had any other choice, but for the Super Touring and the tuning ones, he got exactly the one I had. But in this one, they didn't. They went for the Aston Martin. Well, I don't know how this thing handles. Surely it's gonna be fine, right? The Ferrari was super comfortable to handle, so that's kind of a problem. Not to mention, this is for some reason reverse Brands Hatch, and it's also raining, so I think that's the real problem here.
Listen, watch these conditions. conditions. It'll be wet all race.
Like, essentially the track and the weather conditions are the hardest thing about this, because even if this is not the Ferrari, I guess it handles quite close to it. Might not steer as well as the Ferrari, but it's not like it's terrible. Problem is that, yeah, you like doing those corners that are already hard to do in play sunlight. Well, try doing them in the dark and with rain. Well, at least the good thing is that since this car is so stable, well, this category in general is so stable, the rain doesn't really affect the handling too much here. Oh, and for some reason I got quite ahead of these guys here. Well, that's nice. So only one more lap. That's also another thing. The races are quite short compared to how they could be.
Listen up. Hold the lead. Last lap.
I'll try. It also seems like the AI is not doing fast at all here. So yeah, at this point, and especially considering the advantage that you have right now, take these corners carefully. There is no need to hurry this. You have enough time to just take your time, basically. Probably could have said that better, but it's fine, don't worry. Oh, by the way, winning this will unlock that main championship, but obviously I want to beat all of them. That was pretty free. I think that this one was so far the easiest one to win. Well, the one in Shanghai was also pretty easy, honestly, but yeah, this one had no difficulty whatsoever. Well, yes, the visibility is an issue, but you have more than enough time to still do it. Also, all the cars were the Aston Martin. Right, so yeah, that unlocks the World Series. Oh, and those are multiple events. Then that's dirty. I thought it was gonna be a single championship. Wait, oh, and the last one says Raven West. That's pretty cool. Wait, no way, there is Formula 1 after all? Why did you take the whole game to introduce it? No way. And yeah, that is Alonso's Formula 1 car. I don't believe it. Like, why didn't you use this earlier? And here you're basically going alone against Alonso. Like, well, with your teammate. And that's... I was not expecting that because, as I say, I thought that the game was actually gonna make use of this earlier, but no. It saved it for last. That is a shame though. Imagine if all those shitty ass events with the F1000 were instead replaced by this. I'm assuming that the reason why you didn't do that though is because you only have the rights to this car in particular with this color combination in particular, right? I mean, considering how exclusive the Formula 1 rights are, it doesn't surprise me that that will be the case. So yeah, I guess making a full grid of 16 cars with nothing but this car might be a little bit lame, but I mean, I wouldn't have minded it. Yeah, this handles exactly like you would expect a Formula 1 car to handle. But I would have liked to do other events with this. Yeah, at least you save it for last. Shame I lost control there. Okay, the issue here is that you are not the only one using this car. Well, not to mention that the other one using this car is supposed to be Alonso, you know? Oh, Alonso, that's not where you go. Come on, Alonso, I'm pretty sure you have experience. And that's it. Like, basically, he went off. There's no way he can recover from that. A shame that this is not a 1v1, because if it was, I will only need to worry about not going off and I will win, but no. Unfortunately, my teammate can also take it. But you know, this is Formula 1. Cannot you just let me win? You know what, that's what teammates do all the time in Formula 1. If someone needs the points, you just let them win. Well, here it's not a matter of points, but it's a matter of, well, I need to win to progress with the game, so will you let me, please? Also, this is definitely, like, assuming that you don't want to do every single one of the final events and you just want to do 4 to unlock the final tournament, well, the final group of events, I guess, you definitely want this to be one of them. I wonder though what name this car is gonna have. Like, I wanna see what they have the rights to use. Well, they pretty clearly have the rights to Renault, as you can see the logo right there. I wonder, like, they probably don't have the rights to call it Formula 1. But then again, these cars have an actual name that usually doesn't have the words Formula 1, so... Well, by the way, Alonso was able to catch up, which I'm not surprised to, considering how badly I'm driving, but then... I guess he's showing his experience here. Okay, that was my teammate. Here you, the game, or well, rather the game. Like I was gonna say, the AI of your opponents, but yeah, that's pretty much also the game itself. Like, they are really forcing you to, you know, to push the car to the limits if you wanna win. I mean, the fact that I'm extremely, like, I'm slowing them down extremely is pretty funny, but yeah. Like, if I wasn't on the lead, these guys would already be gone. Like, I wouldn't even be seeing them. So then, that's the first time I think that they show confetti when the race is not over. It's supposed to be a very special race. But yeah, one more lap. I don't know if I can hold on one more lap on the lead, but I'll try. Yeah, you cannot show the inside here, because you clearly are braking too early in every single corner, so if you show them the inside, they will attack. No matter what. Ah, fuck. Yeah. I mean, it was bound to happen. Shame that it had to happen on the final lap, but... Yeah, you're not reaching him now. You lost your chance. It's a shame though, because getting into the lead that early on was pretty lucky. There is one thing I could try though, probably a bad idea, but like, I shouldn't do this, but I wanna see what happens if I try to do long gears. Because Sepang has very long straights. Problem is that it also has, you know, not to mention that a Formula 1 car with long gears is not a good idea. But I'm still curious. See, the issue here is that the corner exits are gonna be way slower with this thing. But yeah, the moment you get into the straights, you should leave the other two behind. Even if by a little bit at least. Okay, this corner is fucking me up every time. Thanks for taking me out, dude. I appreciate it. Alright. Let's try that again.
Okay, good luck.
Well, it will be hard to tell if I actually go faster or not, because maybe none of the straights that Sepang has are long enough to take advantage of this. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess for most cars they probably will be long enough, but since we're talking now Formula 1, I guess it's a different story. Like, you reach one of the corners after a straight way earlier than you would with anything else. Yeah, I don't think that this setup is helping really. Maybe it actually is, but it doesn't look like it to me. Let's just keep it normal. Yeah, it is hard. The game actually needs you to do well with this. Yeah, I wish this was an actual 1v1 versus Alonso instead of having my dumbass teammate showing here too. Ah, come on, I stepped in the piano too hard. I think that once they get a little like that, you're not gonna recover it unless you do, well, especially if you do that.
Kristen, give us a little insight about this Grid World Series event.
Well, one thing I like is how Alonso's background is the Spanish flag. Pretty cool. He's pretty much the best Spanish driver probably in history. Well, at least when it comes to competitive racing. But I mean, what else would we be talking about? My tire kinda went through him there. It was a little bit odd. Now it would be pretty funny if you actually upset Alonso enough that he becomes your nemesis. It would be pretty amusing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it could happen. Just that at the same time, annoying him too much here is a horrible idea, because you will lose time. Like, here you're just supposed to do this fast. That's the idea. And it is hard, as I say, because of how fast the game requires you to be. But at the same time, you're you know, using a Formula 1 car, so you cannot possibly complain about the car. I could complain about the track, I guess, but at the same time, this is the only track that they could have put, I think, right? I don't think any of the other tracks in this game is in the Formula 1 calendar. Well, I don't know if the Sydney one is, maybe that one is. But yeah, I think that Sepang is the only one that is in the calendar. Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. We'll have to check to be sure, but pretty sure this is in the Formula 1 calendar. Then dude, there's always one corner that fucks me up. I mean, that's the issue. It's, as I keep saying, it's a track with very long straights and super sharp corners. It's a deadly combination no matter how you look at it. But here, needless to say, qualifying is worthless. I mean, you're already getting to the lead in the first corner. The issue is simply maintaining the lead. And yeah, that's hard to do. If only the minimap was reliable, so I could actually see what corners are coming. Yeah, here I have to fully rely on my eyes on the track, which, I mean, it's what drivers normally do. Yeah. Would be way easier if I could actually look at the minimap to see how how sharp the next corner is, or rather how close it is to me. That would be ideal. I definitely want to see this car in another event, but maybe they don't have it. This is the only event in the whole game where this car is used, which is a very big waste, without a doubt. But I'm pretty sure that you could use it in free race mode in any track you want, but it would be nice to have actual events in the career mode to use it. It seems that this might be the only one because it's supposed to be a special thing. No. Okay. Thankfully, it seems that the AI does those two super fast corners very slow. Like, I do them quite fast, but they don't for some reason. That's like, I think that those are the only two corners that I do faster than them, though, which is the reason why they are very important for me to get right. Well, yet again, one more lap. Well, last time I did mess up on the final one. Well, I messed up on the second corner, didn't I? No, well, okay, well. Nice. Sure. But they are not that far, so I could recover. Man, come on. How did that even happen? Yeah, I messed up in this corner. Just like this fucking time too. Nice. Ah, dude, come on. Why can't you do that 2 laps and then on the last one you cannot? Like, what's different about the last one? Come on, stop being a moron. There's nothing different about the final lap. Like, there is not such a thing as tire wear in this game, so you don't have that excuse. Okay, this fucking corner though. I don't see this corner. That's my issue with it. I cannot see it. Like, if I'm not actively paying attention to it, it's impossible to see. Like, it's completely hidden by the uphill. In fact, are there even... Well, I'm assuming there are braking references, but I don't know if I saw them. I guess that's what I should be paying attention to. I'm a little bit scared to see what the final event in the Invitational is gonna be. Worry about that when this one is done, you know? So not yet. Let's focus on winning this. You ain't gonna attack. Okay, yeah, there is... But that's the thing, there are braking references, but you cannot even look at the number in them. Because the sun completely blocks it. Like the shadow that the sun casts completely blocks it. So yeah, the braking references almost look like, I don't know, random shit at the side of the track. They don't actually look like braking references. What the hell was that? How did you lose control there? It's like every time you surprise me in a new corner. So yeah, this might be the only car in the whole game that has 7 gears. Okay, that was fucked up. That one was not my fault, that was my teammate being a bitch. Okay, so can you stop spinning out on the final lap? Like, I don't think I'm asking for too much. Like, even if I get overtaken because I'm too slow, can I at least not spin out? That's my only request here. Okay, first of all, this corner. It's fucked up though, as I say. Because of the shadow, it looks like those are not braking references. And because it's a very sharp corner, after an uphill, it's super hard to react to. If you don't already know it's coming. Well, as I say, if you're not actively paying attention to it, you won't get it. Also, you know those corners that I was taking quickly, I'm no longer really taking them quickly. That's a shame. Okay, it's fine. Just worry about not spinning out. Even if you have to do this slower than normal, just don't get taken out on your own. Well, get taken out. At that point, it's take yourself out. Alright. If there's anyone that can take me out here, is my dumbass teammate like he did last lap. So I should protect the inside, I guess. Yeah, he went for the outside there. And he's not gonna overtake on the outside. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Whew. That was rough. But yeah, that's the thing. It was rough because of the track. Also, Alonso got last place. He didn't even get the fastest lap. Can't believe Alonso is washed. Nah, it's fine. That's a lot of rewards. Okay. At least I'm glad that they actually use the iconic track. Well, it's what I mentioned in the previous stream. Oh, okay, yeah, it's just called Renault R26. It's essentially the light blue and yellow one. So the last final event remaining here is the invitation. Okay, at least this time it's with the McLaren and in Indianapolis. Okay, well, the fact that it's the McLaren and not the shitty ass Porsche is a good thing.
This is Indianapolis, the pride of the
Okay, I'll
Midwest.
take it.
Tristan, any thoughts?
And it's also one of those, well, so far every single, well, so far, and this is the last one, so I think that we can safely say that all of the final events are showdowns like this. Which is pretty cool. Well, and here no one is using a Porsche. They realize that it's not a good idea to use something shitty to compete. Oh, he got pissed.
Be careful now. You might have pushed them too far.
The problem now is that after doing so many attempts with the Formula 1 car, getting adapted to how much this thing understeers is gonna be rough. Like, that's quite a change, going from a Formula 1 with pretty much perfect downforce to a car like this that, even though it has a relatively comparable power, it understeers so much. Is quite a wild difference, you know?
Last lap, so hold the lead through to the end now.
Hold trying. Yeah, I might not even need another attempt, but unless I mess up one of these corners. It's very possible. With a car like this, that understeers so much, and like miscalculating one of these things is very easy, especially on a track like this one. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, at least it's not as bad as it will be with the Porsche, that's what matters. And that's the win. Okay. Nice. What was that? That was the camera not knowing which side to point from. Okay. Well, that's the... you know, all of the regular events in the campaign beaten, so the only thing left is the... well, the final events on the top. And they are not gonna be single events like this one. Seems like there will be multiple of them. But yeah, this one here. So it starts with what I think it's touring. Yeah, okay, as you can see, like it basically goes back to the categories. It most likely does touring, stock, tuner, GT, and well, Alonso. Well, I'm kind of seeing the outline of the Formula 1 car on the 5th event, so yeah, but you can see that there are 3 rounds. At least they are gonna be free to win, but yeah, I could do one of them today, but I might as well save them all for next stream, right? I feel like that will be more fitting, and then, well, since obviously that won't take the entirety of the next stream, I guess we will start with the DLCs as well. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. Grid World Series and Season 1 DLC. So yeah, in any case, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream with more of this. So have a good one and take care.